Just sitting here alone at home and want to make this video because after that much walking, the last days, the last weeks, the last months, my mind is getting so clear. And yes, I'm getting better every day, yes, but the most beautiful thing is how I turned my life from one win situation to three other wins. Life is not only about I so for everyone who don't know me, I just want to tell you I had a lot of money and I was always in the middle of the eyes of everyone because I had a lot of money, but I didn't know that was the only thing I had. I had just money. I had nothing. When I lost my money, I got depressed. I got in depression. But I didn't realize I got not in depression because I lost my money, but I got in depression because I lost the focus around me. Nobody was enjoying me anymore. Nobody was proud of me anymore. Nobody. And that energy gave me good energy in that time. But after I lost my money, because I was not the person that had to be money, that had to have money. And if you don't understand me, please go back and listen again, because I'm not good at talking yet, but I'm improving every day. And that's exact the thing. I didn't realize if I do a thing, a habit every day, I turn it into a habit and I'm getting better. And if my habits are bad, I'm getting worse every day. So I turn my life into a morning routine, into writing down everything, writing down what I think. And I learned that if I start one good actions, there are many possibilities to get more better actions. With one start, I started just with walking. I didn't listen to music when I started to walk. It was difficult for me because I came from an environment where I was always with 15 people. And what I didn't realize, this environment, 90% of them, 95% of them, the only thing they saw in me was the money. Once you lose that money, nobody will see you in that eye that they see you then. But it's not their fault. It's you have to see some potential in. And if I'm not the person that has more potential than money, I didn't understand that I lose my money because I was not the person to have that money. I was not the person to respect my environment. I was not the person to respect the money. I was not the person to be disciplined enough to respect this money. I was not the person to have the good habits to make myself better and better every day. I was a person who didn't know what good energy is. I started the day at 4 p.m. and I would start directly after my wake up. I would start with a regret. The worst thing to start a day is a regret. And I learned. It took me so long to think about these things because there are people who are talented for these things, and there are people who have to learn it in another way, and I was one of them who had to learn it in another way. So what does that mean? If I am where I am today, it's just because I started to walk with myself. And by walking, I get my mind clearer. And by mind clear, I can think more, what did I wrong? By walking, I get also fitter. By getting fitter, I can turn walk into run. By running, I can turn running into gym. By gym, I can learn what is to have discipline. By having discipline, I started to write down, and I started to be a person that can write down every day. I started to think clear, and by thinking clear, I can make my life so that I'm gonna be able to write down every day. And I'm gonna be able to have that discipline to write down every day. And by writing down every day, I'm clear about what I want. And by knowing clear what you want, you are more clear to focus on the things that actually matters. And then you have even a bigger reason to not smoke. Okay, I'm still smoking. I don't say I stopped smoking or I'm the perfect guy now, but I'm evolving every day. I just get clear in my mind. It starts all with my mind. But I never had this mind because I was not clear. I would go with prostitutes, I would take drugs, and because of that bad energy, there are two voices in my head. One bad voice, one good voice. And because of my bad energy, I was training the bad voice. And when I hear the bad voice more than the right voice, it's kind of amazing because you are not clear to think, you are not clear to know your mind, you are not clear what actually makes you good, you are clear to go after things that make you feel good, after dopamine, after things that make you feel good at the moment, but not in the long term. And I learned if I can suffer, my mind get clear. If my mind get clear, that's the thing I am proud of. I am not proud of I have a worse situation than I had. But it's not that I am more happy now. I tell you the right thing, and I would never ever thought that I would be happy one day without money. But now I understand the process to be the person that can have money, the process to be the person that can have 1,000 clients, the process to be the guy with staying more alone, by thinking, by walking, by I needed to learn it in the hardest way I ever could. And that is what feels bad in the start, but it's the best feeling in a long term. When you can do things you didn't do before. And with all these things, I thought, then I start with gym. I tell you a story. I start with gym and I was not making process. I was making process, but inside I was still the guy who couldn't control the eating because I was not ready for controlling the eating, but I was the guy who trained. And then by doing every day, I turned the guy that can also look after eating, that can also take sugar drinks away, but also the guy who can jerk off not as much as he did before. This comes step by step. You have to make yourself a reason to be able to be the guy who don't smoke anymore. You have not to focus on not smoking. You have to be focused to be the guy who cannot smoke anymore. You have not to focus on the $1 million. You have to focus to be the guy who can be the guy with $1 million. You have not to focus on girls. You have to focus to be the guy who can have girls. If you're not going through some things, you can never understand this, because some things are, I thought success is money. I thought it really bad, and with money you're gonna be happy, and with money, bro, I am successful now. I am successful now by evolving every day. Am I there where I want to be? No, not yet, but I'm in a good way. And I know exactly if I don't do what it takes, my goal is farther away than it actually is. By doing the things that I do now every day, I have the potential to be whatever I want. I tell you clear. And I know the money will follow, I know the better life will follow, but that's not the goal yet. Yet is the goal to become the person. This was just a quickly reminder. And I am kind of proud of myself. Not proud that I have achieved such a lot of things, but proud to know my mind, not what make me happy for dopamine, but what makes me happy in a long term. And suffering is always happiness in a long term. By habits, by changing your habits, it's not only start with gym. It's not only don't watch Netflix, don't watch TV. It's also with thinking in another direction and being kinder to people, being thinking more of the of your behavior. Kind of crazy how much information, how much how much things of myself that I didn't know, that I just by doing it daily. It's also another side of me watching a YouTube podcast, or it's also with the experience I also take more information from such things, what people talk. Okay, guys, slowly you will understand what I mean by getting better to get really better. It's such a crazy thing. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you don't understand what I mean, I will be glad that you watch it again and again and again. Hope you all see this one and hope to make you better. I hope you let me unfollow. Follow me also on Instagram. I let my link in my bio and also in this video. Okay. Thanks.